Hey, so exciting! Hi everybody, good afternoon sa mga nanonood ngayon sa napaka-gandang Biyernes ngayong June 18. Hi everybody! Joining us today si Evelyn Lopez. Hi Evelyn!
Po, kamusta?
Yan, mabuti. Evelyn Lopez, Realtor Extraordinaire. We've been working together for many years, Evelyn, and thank you so much pa na inaalagaan mo yung mga kliyente natin when we refer clients to you and when you refer clients to us. I think it's a huge testament nung pagmamahal kasi we've had clients na back and forth over the years na bumabalik. So again, thank you, Evelyn, for your wonderful caring sa clients. And of course, Irene Querubin. Hi, Irene. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Magandang tanghali sa lahat ng nanonood ng Karista Live TV, Bernadette and Evelyn, and happy Friday, everyone!
Oh, yes. So Irene also is one of our favorite realtors. Si Irene, I know na meron akong mga kliyente na some realtors had said na hindi mananalo kung may subjects, and Irene has been very good, and Evelyn as well, na nanalo yung kliyente kahit may subjects. Kasi nga, you both fight for really the clients kung ano man yung limitations and issue. Kung ganun yung parameters, you work with them. So maraming salamat, Irene and Evelyn, for holding our clients' hands and being there for them all the time. So, ang purpose po ng ating conversation today is to share sa nanonood kung anong nangyayari sa market. So, Irene is going to share a presentation, market data sa Fraser Valley, and then she's going to also share success stories ng mga clients na naging successful sa very competitive market ngayon. So, Irene, take it away, please.
Let's start it. Okay, let me just pull my presentation here.
Okay. And kung meron po kayong questions at any point in time sa presentation ni Irene, please just type in your questions and we will make sure we address them. Ayan.
Okay, so here we go. So Fraser Valley Market Update. Ano nga po ba ngayon ang nangyayari in the real estate market sa Fraser Valley? Gusto ko lang pong ipahalam sa lahat na ang information pong i-share ko dito ay galing sa Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. So let's get started. So when we speak of Fraser Valley, we know that we are talking about communities in North Delta, Surrey, White Rock, Langley, Mission, and all the way to Abbotsford. So ano nga po ba ang nangyayari sa real estate market in these communities? Well, ayon sa Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, nakita nila in the most recent statistics, and we're talking about the month of May, na tuloy-tuloy pa rin daw po ang taas ng number of sales, and it's actually at record-breaking high. This has nothing to do with price, only to do with number of sales, meaning napakataas pa rin po ng bilang ng properties that are being sold in the market right now. And properties, those include detached, townhomes, and condos. In fact, napakataas ng number of sales in the last 9 months. And when we say mataas ang bilang ng properties being sold, what exactly is this number? So we know that in April of 2021, 3,061 homes po ang nabenta just for that month in the Fraser Valley. When May came, nasa 2,951 homes sold naman po. Medyo bumaba by 2%, pero nonetheless, napakataas pa rin po ng number na yan. Well, if we go back to the previous year, last year in May, there were only 805 homes sold in the Fraser Valley. And alam po natin na COVID has a lot to do with that. We didn't know what was going on. Is COVID gonna stay? We were on lockdown, so we know that it's that low. But of course, it didn't take long for the real estate market to really pick up again. So besides the number of properties being sold at a very high number, what else is happening in the real estate market in the Fraser Valley? So sabi po ng board, demand has not changed. Napakarami pa rin po ng mga buyers out there looking for a property. And if you're wondering, well, bakit nga ba nagdagsaan bigla-bigla ang mga buyers? Saan nanggaling? Saan nanggaling ang mga pera nila? Well, we know na since COVID came, talagang bumaba po ng husto yung low interest interest rate, the lowest it's been in the last 60 years. Kaya so many buyers wanting to take advantage of the low cost of borrowing. That's why. And of course, there was a need all of a sudden for bigger space dahil with COVID, people are now working from home. Students were studying at home. They needed more space. So COVID really created that demand for more space in your home. Sabi din po ng Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, well, yes, demand is still very high, but also what has changed is supply. So in the previous months, napakadaming buyers and yet napakababa ng inventory. There were only very few properties being listed in the market. But as of May, nakita nila na, wait a second, supply, there's more properties that are getting listed. At sabi pa nga nila, there were 40% more inventory in the Fraser Valley in the last 3 months. So makikita natin na merong slight market shift that is happening right now. So mataas pa rin ang buyers. Dati kung konti lang yung inventory, konti lang yung properties, kaya agawan, kaya ang daming multiple offers na nangyayari. Well, now napapansin natin na mas marami nang pumapasok na properties on the market. And that's probably because ngayon dumadami na rin yung mga taong vaccinated. So now probably homeowners are more willing to invite and let strangers and potential buyers come into their home. We saw 5,868 active listings by the end of May. Pa yun, at the end of May, this many properties on the market in the Fraser Valley. Well, okay, so what does this mean? Mataas pa rin, very active pa rin ang market as we saw. Napakadami ng properties na nabibenta, mataas ang demand, dumadami ang supply. What does this mean as well for sellers? So now we know in May, we saw that the average number of days to sell for a house was about 14 days. For townhomes, 12 days, and for condo, takes about 20 days to sell. For sellers, it's a good thing to note that if you're planning to list your home and you're looking at comparables in the previous months, well, just take note na dahil sa market shift, now you have more competitors in the market. And if you want to adapt the prices sold from a month ago or last 2 months ago, well, just be careful, price your property sharp because now we know we have more competitors in the market. Next one. So probably the biggest question of our viewers are, well, okay, what does this all mean? How does this impact us? Are prices going down or are prices going up? Well, my answer to that is this. Nobody knows. We can only speculate. At pinili ko po yung itim na kulay is because it's kind of like being blindfolded. Like really nobody can tell what the price will be in the future. We can speculate. Experts are speculating. And how do they do this analysis? They look at the numbers from yesterday and then they can kind of see where the direction is heading. Is it going up or is it going down? So the next slide I want to show you is this. The real estate board, of course, released their statistics for the month of May. It's a lot of numbers. I don't want to talk about these numbers, but I want to highlight a few things. So this is what it is. Benchmark price. So if you look at, well, first of all, ano po yung benchmark price? Benchmark price is different from average price. It's different from median price. Benchmark price, ito po yung kumbaga predicted price. Let's say I'm a buyer and I would like to buy a condo in this particular area for this specific characteristics. Ano yung maaasahan kong presyo ng ganyang klaseng property? Well, that is benchmark price. So if you look at condo prices as of last year in the Fraser Valley, last May, prices are about 434,000. For that kind of property, how much would that be last April of this year? Nasa 478,000 na po. And a month later that, May, nasa 488,000. for that same property. So nakikita po natin ang projection is pataas yung presyo as time goes by. Same with townhomes, it's no different. Last year, benchmark price for a townhome in the Fraser Valley, you'd be looking at about 555,000. By April of this year, nasa 652,000. And last month, makyat ng 670,000. Again, pataas for townhomes. Detached, it's the same thing. Last year, 990,000. Last month, that same property, ang benchmark price is about 1.3 million. So with any kind of property based on these numbers, and these numbers are not lying, we look at the trend. The trend is that the price of real estate in the Fraser Valley is going up. That we know for sure.
Okay, so thank you, Irene. Sorry to disturb you. We just have a question right now. Hi, Rodeline. Thank you. Sabi mo, which province yung benchmark data, Irene?
Ito po ay across the board in the Fraser Valley.
So this is in British Columbia.
Yes, British Columbia. Yeah, what province? That's right.
Apo. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Thanks, Rodeline. Any other questions sa audience? Please type it in.
Okay, so let me show you this one. So marahil yung atin pong mga buyers at yung mga nag-iisip to list their properties. Okay, so with this market trend in the Fraser Valley, how do we win in real estate? Okay, so Bernadette asked me to show some clients with successful stories. So madami po tayong clients with very successful stories, but we don't have all that time. So let me just pick some of the clients. I want to share with you Vivian and her family story. So one of the things I, tell my clients is very important to be an informed buyer. So ito po si Vivian and her husband Rafael. They're standing in front of their home that they bought sometime in March. They were able to find a 3-bedroom, 3-bath townhouse in Surrey. Ito pong kagandahan kay Vivian. So we made 2 offers unsuccessful. We offered below asking price, and at that time talagang kasagsagan po ito ng mga multiple offers everywhere. So of course we didn't get the property, but no big deal. We kept looking, and yung isa sa mga nahanap namin na townhome, it was listed below their budget, so they can definitely afford to buy it. So nung nakita ni Evelyn and her family, sabi niya, let's go, Irene, let's offer it. Asking price was, I think, about 580,000. Sabi niya, Irene, let's offer full price. Let's do it. We don't want to delay anymore. Prices are going up so fast. Let's offer, Irene. Let's go home and make an offer. Sabi ko, sige, Evelyn, we'll do that, but let me do some research first. So what I found out was that the other unit, just 2 doors down from the unit that we were looking at, it sold just a few weeks ago, 70,000 below. And sabi ko kay Vivian, how do you feel about that? It's just a matter of a few weeks. Now you're paying 70,000 more for this property. Sabi, and that, meron pang mga ibang issues in the building like rat manifestation, leakage, and all that stuff. Sabi ni Evelyn, oh my God, 70,000. I don't really feel comfortable to be buying this unit this much higher than the other door. Why? Are we going to be able to get that money back in a few years? Sabi ko kay Evelyn, or kay Vivian, sorry. Sabi ko kay Vivian, that's a very good question, Vivian. We don't know what the market will look like in the future. Sabi ni Vivian, you know what, Irene, let's keep looking. We'll pass on this one. And then yun nga, nakita namin this property where they're standing right now. They're very, very happy about it. And we even got it below asking price. Okay, so moving on. Ito naman po, be flexible. That's also one of the things that is very important. Ito si Connie and her son Kaiser. They were initially looking in Burnaby and New Westminster. They wanted to be close to transit, closer to work, and so we were looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. So we looked and looked and looked. At meron kaming mga nakikitang properties in their price range. No problem. We did find some stuff. Yun nga lang, it's shared laundry, Plus, kailangan mong i-renovate yung unit. Talagang kailangan mong, i-update yung unit, yung kitchen, everything, carpet na dating white, mocha na, you really need to do a lot of work to make it pleasant. So they were not very enthusiastic about buying in that kind of property where we were looking at. Sabi ko kay Connie, you know what? Why don't we look in Surrey? Sabi ni Connie, well, we don't really like Surrey. And sabi ko, that's okay, we can keep looking where you like. Sabi niya, but what is in Surrey? And I said, for what you're going to be paying for these properties in Burnaby in US, you can get a beautiful property in Surrey. You will definitely get more value for your money. And sabi niya, oh, sige, it doesn't hurt to look. Let's go there next weekend. So we did, and this photo in the middle is what we found in their price range, fully renovated, new painting, new flooring, brand new stainless steel appliances in the kitchen. They fell in love with it and bought it. And again, we got it below asking price. Again, sa kasagsagan ng multiple offers happening. So they are very, very happy. And, they were flexible enough to move from one location to the other nung hindi nila nakikita yung property that they like where they initially wanted to live. And the last story I want to share, this one is a funny one talaga. So strategize and take control. So this is my client, Nelson. His wife is not in the picture, and the two sons. So si Nelson was dealing with a mortgage broker, with another brokerage another mortgage broker. On the day of our subject removal, tawag si Nelson, Irene, I don't like my mortgage broker, this and that, dami-dami niyang reklamo. Sabi ko, Nelson, are you sure? This is the last day. This is our subject removal. We might be losing this property if it doesn't work out. Well, you know what? He said this and he said that. And so I said, Nelson, why don't I talk to your mortgage broker? Let me find out what's happening. Baka pwede pa nating ma-plancha yung sitwasyon. I called the mortgage broker and same thing, galit din. I knew right there, this is not going to work out. So I thought, we need to find a solution with this one. And thank you very much to our friends from Karista Mortgage. I called Carol. Carol, emergency help! I brought Nelson to Karista Mortgage, and Carol was quick enough with her ninja moves to deal with Nelson's documents and to get them approved in 3 days. Thankfully, we were able to get an extension in 3 days. Carol did everything that Nelson needed to get a pre-approval, and so we made it work. Now here's the thing: we offered. They were looking for a condo, and we found this one in Surrey. It was a multiple offer situation. It was listed for 500,000. Nelson offered 50,000 above asking price. Great. Sabi sa akin ng listing agent, thank you for your generous offer, Irene. Do you want to give it one more try? And I'm like, what? I told Nelson, so here's what the listing agent said. Do you want to give it another try? Nelson got very, very upset. Sabi niya, what do they mean by that? They want more money? We already offered 50,000 above asking price. Well, of course, in this market, that's what's happening in order to win the place, right? But for our client, Nelson didn't take it very well. And so he said, you know what, Irene? Yeah, we'll give it another shot. This is what we're going to do. We're going to offer 10,000 below now. Instead of 550,000, please make it 540,000. And I said, Nelson, we can definitely do that, absolutely, but just be prepared that whatever the consequences may be. Sabi ni Nelson, oh yeah, Irene, if we don't get it, that's okay, we'll keep looking. But so I said, okay, we'll make it the price that you like, and that's what we did. And in the end, they still got the place. Very happy, and I really like that. They really took control. They didn't panic. They didn't succumb to panic. Talagang, they are in charge of what they're doing, and I really, really like that one. So that's it. If you have any questions, if you want some more information or you want these numbers, I can definitely email it to you, no problem. You can contact me, irene.querubin@gmail.com, or you can call me as well.
Okay, yay! Well, thank you, Irene. The moral lesson of that story, sometimes you gotta trust your gut, eh? So hindi siya nagpadala, and kudos to you that instead of pressuring the client, you listened and you made that offer sa kanila dun sa presyong gusto nila. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
And I don't want them to offer kasi sometimes yung buyer talagang, there is panic, overwhelming, you want to win it, and so you want to give it your all, but at the same time, it's very important to stay logical with the process.
Okay, so yun siya. I think we're just waiting for Evelyn to join us because Evelyn is going to all of you are watching right now. Irene did a very great job of sharing with you what's happening in the Fraser Valley in British Columbia. Once we have Evelyn on the line, we'll talk about the Greater Vancouver Regional District. But I do have Evelyn's presentation, so I could start. And Evelyn can join us in a little bit once she's back online. So let's queue up her presentation, please. Okay, so this is the residential home sales in the Greater Vancouver Regional District. So meron tayong market data na available right now talking about that. So again, Evelyn is not here. So Irene, are you familiar kung ano nung city sa GVRD? We have Vancouver,
Burnaby, New Westminster, Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, Richmond.
Okay, so this is data doon sa areas na yon. So in May 2020, total sales is 1,485. Noong May 2021, parang sa Fraser Valley, boom, sales went up to 4,268 homes. So that's a 187.4 increase in terms of number of sales, and that's 27.7% above the 10-year May sales average. So not only was it more than last year because of COVID, over the last 10 years, it broke that record as well. So makikita mo na talagang, I don't know if there's another word for hot, because it's super hot, boiling hot, whatever. So yan po ang nangyari sa month of May in terms of sales. Now, let's look at what happened in terms of listing. So, in terms of newly listed properties, nagdagsa din sa market. So, there's 7,125 new listings ng detached, attached, and apartments in May alone, May 2021, versus 3,684 last year. So, in May. So, ang maganda niyan, there's 93.4% increase sa new listing. Bakit yan maganda? Again, katulad na sinabi ni Irene, ang concern kasi is supply. Magkakaroon ng multiple offer, bidding wars, kasi kung mas mataas yung demand sa supply, din parang langgam, pagka merong matamis, nagdadagsaan yung mga tao. Ngayon, nung nagkaroon ng more supply, malaking tulong yan sa market. Para sa inyong mga buyer, kapag merong more listing, benefit sa inyo kasi kung maraming listing, hindi kayo masyadong nakikipag-away kasi merong maraming available. So yun yung magandang news sa yan. And then again, I think it has a lot to do doon sa nangyayaring sitwasyon ngayon. People are less afraid. Kaya they're okay to come back and put their property up para to list them. Now, let's talk about this ratio. If you want to know what's going to be happening in prices in the near future, I'm not talking 2 years, 3 years, because nobody can predict that. But in the near future, we should be looking at the sales to active listings ratio. If the sales to active listings ratio is below 12%, sabi nila, analysts say there's a downward pressure in prices, okay? Kung ang sales to active listings ratio is above 20%, home prices experience upward pressure kapag kalagpas siya ng 20%. Okay, so yun ang ibig sabihin ng sales to active listings ratio. So ano ba ang sales to active listings ratio sa Greater Vancouver Regional District right now? So detached homes, it's 29.8%. Apartments, 43.5%. Sa townhomes, 53.8%. So, ibig sabihin, ang presyo, in the near future, since it's about 20%, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, it seems like pataas po ang trend. Okay, so I wish I could tell you that it's going down, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, tignan natin kung ano nangyayari sa presyo. Sa detached homes, there's 166% increase in sales. Sa price naman, it went up by 22.8% compared to last year. Ang benchmark price, which Irene discussed ko anong ibig sabihin ng benchmark price pagdating sa detached homes, is now 1.8 million sa Greater Vancouver Regional District. Sa apartment naman, that's a 213% increase in sales. Pagdating sa apartment, increase in price is 7.9%. Ang benchmark price for apartments now is 737,000. Attached homes, these are your townhomes. So price went up by 168%. The sales went up by 168% and then price went up by 16.3%. Benchmark price na po ng townhouses is $936,000. When I see this number, Irene, I had a townhome that I sold for $400,000 way back 6 years ago. I'm kicking myself now. So, now, ang maganda po ninyo sanang ma-realize from these slides that I'm showing you, it's different po doon sa benchmark prices na pinakita ni Irene earlier. However, what you should look at though is kung ano man po ang benchmark price dito sa GVRD, sooner or later, I'd say within the next 3 to 5 years, yan na ang, baka nga 2 years lang, yan na ang magiging benchmark price sa Fraser Valley. Yeah. That's what I always tell, di ba, Irene? Pag sinasabi nila, you know, look at this, like for example, yung townhouse, or a detached house, 1.8 million sa Greater Vancouver. So sa Suri, what is it? What's the benchmark price for detached now, Irene? Sa Suri?
1.3 right now.
1.3 right now. So it means within the next 3 to 5, sa Suri, ang benchmark price na magiging 1.8. That's how you should look at this data. Don't just say, okay, that's a number and just leave it alone. Yan po ang magiging trend because the price here in the GVRD will move to the east. Okay? So yung townhouse na yung apartment dito, 737, magiging ganyan na po sa Suri. And then yung townhouse ganyan din, magiging 936 na ang mga townhomes. I guess Evelyn is not here still. She's having technical issues. So, okay. Ayan, Evelyn apparently is able to join us because this is her thing. Evelyn, are you here?
Hello po.
Okay, well,
sorry.
We lost her.
I'm able to access that.
Okay.
Hello.
That's okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can.
Can you see the screen?
Naku, malabo. Masyadong maliit.
Oh, I see. Apparently you're...
Hindi ko siya makita.
Oh, hindi mo siya makita. Okay. All right. So again, Evelyn, sorry, technical difficulties. Computers have their own mind. Mike is...
I'm really sorry.
Thank you, Evelyn. So this is Evelyn shared us this data. Yung mga properties, sometimes Irene was lucky. Some properties they were able to get it below listing. However, most of the time, I think dito sa examples ni Evelyn, properties are sold above listing. So in this situation sa Maple Ridge, listing is 674, sold for 700. Meron tayong duplex sa Burnaby, 1.3, sold for 1.5. 1.4. And then meron sa Vancouver East Apartment 650 listings sold for 705. So these are true to life cases na kung ano yung nangyari. Now, Evelyn wanted to share this because she was up since 5 in the morning researching these properties to show you historically kung anong nangyayari at ano yung potential na mangyayari sa future. So this is a property in Lower Lonsdale, North Van. So some of you, iniisip nyo siguro pag luma hindi na nag-appreciate, hindi kumikita. It's just that sometimes kung yun lang yung budget nyo, it's still worth buying kaysa iisipin ninyo na magre-rent na lang kayo kasi kapag bumili ka ng medyo luma, baka hindi ka naman kikita. So just look at this example. Built in 1976, 478 square feet. Shared laundry ha. So wala pa silang sariling laundry. So 45 years old. In 2009, sold for, binili na ng 105 and now it's listed for 374,000. So 45 years old, kumita pa rin ng 269 yung may-ari. This is an example naman sa Vancouver, built before 1912, luma, okay? Every 109 years old. So 1992 na benta ng 625, 96 747, 2009 1.2, and look at that, ang assessed value is 3 million. Pag nakita niyo yung number na ito and your properties outside Vancouver, chances are eventually yung property ninyo magiging ganito din. The possibility is there. This is in New West. It's a heritage home, 1981, 3,000 square feet, 130 years old. 3-bedroom, 1 bath yan, ha? 1982, 76,000. Holy cow. 94, 205, 2002, 268, 2016, 710. And then now it's actively listed for 1.1 million. So, yan. 3-bedroom and 1 bath. Heritage homes in New West. In Burnaby Metrotown area, this home is built 2003, 18 years old. Nung 2008, 345,000. Dapat lahat tayo bumili nung 2008. Now this house is worth $3 million being listed. So, and then we gave you a lot of examples. So Irene wonderfully gave examples nung presyo sa Fraser Valley, ano nangyayari sa market sa Fraser Valley, and then naman around the province. So you could see na yung pagtaas ng presyo, it's not isolated to just the Fraser Valley. It's not just isolated in the Greater Vancouver Regional District. There's other areas as well. So sa Northern BC, prices went up by 17.5%. Chilliwack, 26%. Ito compared to last year. Ayan yung sa Fraser Valley, Greater Vancouver. Kamloops, 24%. Kootenays, 24%. Interior, 42%. Powell River, pinakamataas, 62%. Vancouver Island, 18%, and Victoria, 29%. So overall, sa British Columbia, 26%. This is from the BC Real Estate Board. So yan po ang nangyayari sa market. It's really hot everywhere. The demand is much higher than supply everywhere. Maraming gustong pumili ng property and there's not enough. Provincial housing markets continue to calm after peaking in March. According to BCREA Chief Economist Brendan Augmanson, the implementation of a stricter mortgage stress test in June may have a minor impact on home sales, but we expect strong market activity over the second half of the year. So, iyan po ang nangyayari sa market right now sa Fraser Valley, Greater Vancouver, and all over BC. Kung sa palagay po ninyo bababa yung presyo, unfortunately not. Some are predicting that prices are still going to be going up. Somebody even said 19.9%. So, ayan po ang nangyayari sa market ngayon. So, do you guys have any questions? Wala tayong nakikitang questions po sa screen. Irene, do you have anything to add from what we talked about today?
Just like what you mentioned, yung mga presyo ng properties in the Fraser Valley, it's just a matter of time until it gets caught up dun sa presyo sa Greater Vancouver area. Really, because of the trend that we are seeing, it looks like it's really just a matter of time. Another thing I want to mention is immigration. Napakalaking impact ng immigration when in terms of demand for housing. So sooner or later, ibubukas na din ng Canada yung immigration gates kasi ngayon naka-hold because of COVID, right? So lahat ng mga nag-apply for permanent residency across the world, sooner or later, they're gonna ramp up their quota, i-increase nila yung number of immigrants na papasok in Canada. And of course, may implication yan sa housing market natin. More demand, hindi natin alam kung yung supply will be able to catch up with the demand. And of course, that impacts the price as well.
That definitely. And then to all of you who are watching right now, very interested kayo sa nangyayari sa market and very curious kayo kung if you qualify to buy or not, ano ba, kung papaano. We have a first-time home buyer webinar po sa Sunday, June 27th. So we're sharing it here. Hopefully we could share that right now. Meron po ayan. It's June 27th between 2 to 4 p.m. We're going to share with you the link on how to register. It's free para po sa mga Pinoy, for Pinoy, by Pinoy. para po sa inyo lahat yan. Gusto po naming matutunan ninyo kung papaano ang sistema, bakit maganda bumili dito sa Canada, papaano kayo makakabili, step by step. Meron po tayong lawyer na Pilipino, meron po tayong inspector na Pilipino. Sana po mag-register kayo para matuto po kayo. Again, free ito, no obligation, hindi ko kami namibilit, alam ni Irene yan. And we've had a lot of first-time home buyers feel empowered dahil na-educate sila. Di ba, Irene, like you've attended our first-time home buyer webinar, anong feedback mo doon?
Absolutely. It's nice na halimbawa because we, for first-time home buyer, we haven't had experience purchasing a property. It's nice to know what are the necessary steps we need to take. Ano yung mga i-expect natin in the process. It's good to know to be informed. Ano yung mga kailangan nating paghandaan financially, yung documents. And of course, yung making an offer, what does that mean and what does that intake? Sometimes, yes, we submit documents, but we don't realize how much emotional roller coaster is involved in the process as well. And I think for me talaga, yung information, just knowing, just having the information when you are making the biggest investment in your life, it definitely helps and calms you down.
And then yun nga Tagalog, I know we've had a lot of people say nakakalito na nga yung terminology tapos yung pamproseso and knowing na maintindihan mo in a language close to your heart, kaya namin ginagawa yung webinar. So hopefully guys you can attend that. Now we have a question here from Irene Querubin. Will there be a point that the interest rates will go down? That's a very good question. So there was an article, lahat po ng economists nag-comment and a lot of them, syempre iba-iba po sila ng comment. Ang bottom line po, nobody knows. And the reason being is it depends po sa ano nangyayari sa market. Last time that they said, yung variable rate po will go up in 2023. So the Bank of Canada is going to raise prices in 2023. And as time goes on, they kept meeting and they're looking at the market data. Syempre, ang interest rate po is a factor of the economy. Diba? Pag hot ang economy, the government doesn't want the economy to get too hot, masyadong tataas yung presyo and everything. So they will raise the rate para yung economic activity bumaba. So nangyari because of they thought that the COVID is going to be really a long time na para ma-recover tayo. Sabi nila rates will not be going up until 2023. Now because of what's happening, ang prediction naman nila ngayon rates will go up in 2022. Some say beginning of 2022, some say, latter part of 2022. But some people say, no, they're not going to do that. So bawat economist po, may kanya-kanyang wild guess. Okay? why do I say wild guess? They all admit they don't know because there's so many factors that can impact the world. So hindi po nila masabi. So yung question po ninyo, will there be a point that the interest rate will go down? The only way I think that interest rate, it's my opinion, I guess, the only way I think that the interest will go down is if there's another challenge na magfe-face tayo that's going to hurt the economy. Kasi right now, nag-adjust na po yung mga businesses. You know, people are starting to go back. I went to the mall. Holy cow. I don't like going, busy na po. So if that's an indication that, you know, people are getting busier, it means maghi-heat up po yung economy. So I have a feeling na magtutuloy-tuloy po siyang mag-go up. Again, the only time lang po siyang bababa kung merong bad economic, health, you know, job crisis na mangyayari. So when it comes to interest rate, will there be a point? Kung may ganoon, then yes, there will be. Pero kung wala nun, I don't think it's gonna happen. So that's a long-winded answer. It's just that I had to give you a background kung ano ang opinion ng economists, ano po yung nangyari in the past, just so you can understand that predicting the interest rate is a lot of factors, hindi lang po isang bagay. So hope that answers that question, Shena. Thank you. Ayan, Irene, I think that's it for now. I don't see any questions. You're very welcome po, Shena. Oh, right. If you have any mortgage-related questions po, please feel free to book a free, no-obligation discovery call sa relationship managers here at Karista. Ang purpose po ng discovery call, as the name implies, is to discover what is possible for you, why you want to buy, when you want to buy, and what is possible. We won't pull your credit check. We're just going to ask some basic information. It's between 10 to 15 minutes, maximum na yung 15, and we can share with you kung ano yung posible sa inyo. If anything, katulad nung sinabi ni Irene na story kanina, yung kliyente nila, we were able to say what's possible right away, and then it's up to you how you want to proceed with the next step. So hopefully you can do that. If you are interested in discovery call, and if also you are interested in attending our free Pinoy, exclusively Pinoy, for Pinoy, by Pinoy, real estate, first-time home buyer webinar, that's happening po sa June 27th. And before we sign off, Irene, any last words sa mga nanonood? Oh, wait. Follow us on social media. If you want to know more about real estate, mortgages, please follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, because we really are educating every week. We're sharing more and more educational pieces to empower you when it comes to investing, buying, and when it comes to mortgage-related information. So please follow us. So Irene, famous last words,
yes,
please.
You know, ang gusto ko lang din sabihin sa mga kababayan natin na nag-iisip bumili ng property, for example, pero natatakot sila, you know, they'd rather rent rather than commit to a monthly mortgage. Lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila is this: are you scared of committing to a mortgage kasi baka hindi mo makayanan tuloy-tuloy yung commitment? Well, it's no different from when you are paying rent. Kasi pag hindi ka nagbayad ng rent, tatanggalin ka din naman ng landlord dun sa nire-rent mo, di ba? So, you know, find out what you can do at this point in time.
Yes.
And let's say after you approach your mortgage broker or Karista, sinabi sa'yo na, oh, you know, this is maybe not the right time, or maybe you need to do these things. That is still considered a win.
Yes.
Why? Because now you know what you need to work on with your finances. Is it your credit score? Is it more income? Is it more down payment? But if you never ask, you'll never find out, and you would never have taken the first step. So either way, whether it's an approve or not today, it's still a big win, is what I always say to clients. Just go there and start the question. Just find out. It's better to be informed than being completely blinded or not knowing how you even proceed, how to even make it happen in the first place. It's, it's scary to not even think about how you're going to proceed with your future. There's so many millionaires that made their money in real estate. So, especially where we live right now in the greater Vancouver area, in the province of BC, real estate, it's like magic.
Absolutely. And Evelyn wasn't here, but she was sharing na although mahal ang properties ngayon, pinakamura pa rin sa West. Like compared to San Francisco, LA, and all those places. Ano pa rin tayo? Sale. Okay. We have a comment here from Mabuhay Plato. Thank you for educating us. More power. Oh, thank you so much for that feedback. We're so passionate about educating. Talagang gustong-gusto namin yan kasi mas marami na i-empower if they have more information, lalo na dun sa lengguwahe na alam nila. And we have a question here from Ricardo. Can you transfer your rental property to your son with no income yet, still at university, but parents will still pay for the mortgage? It's a very, very good question. Sa panahon po ngayon, mahirap pong mag-qualify kung wala pong income. So even though there's a rental income, just so you know, pagdating po sa mortgage, banks don't use all of the income. Even though it covers the mortgage and everything, it's called positive cash flow. They don't look at it that way. Some banks will only use 20%, some banks, 40%, some banks half. So it means kailangan pa rin po ng income. So if you want to transfer sa anak po ninyo at wala siyang ibang income source, it's going to be a challenge to do that. One recommendation that I can give you is if you want, pwedeng nandun pa rin kayo. Pero yung ownership, you can split it. Maybe 99% siya and 1% kayo. Kasi pagka ganun po, you're still you still have ownership and gagamitin ng bangko yung income nyo in order to qualify. So hopefully that helps because I've seen people do that. Sinasama yung anak, mas maliit lang yung ownership nila. Para, I think, depende ho sa purpose ninyo, kung ano yung reason ninyo. Is it a tax strategy or something? I don't know. So if you want, you could book a discovery call. Ricardo, as I said, it's a free, no obligation call. The relationship managers at Karista Mortgage do this all the time. They're going to give you the answer within like 10 to 15 minutes, just as long as they know why you want to achieve what you want to achieve and give you the right solution and recommendation for you. So, yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. Great discussion, very helpful. You're welcome, Ricardo. I'm so glad that you found that very helpful. Yun naman po ang intention ko. I don't want to do a show if it's not helpful, if it's not valuable, if it's not giving you guys what you need in order to move forward. Katulad po ng sinabi po ni Irene, napakahirap pag hindi mo alam. Another question. Just want to share that my 25-year-old son got his own property after attending Karista's free seminar. Thank you so much po. Thank you for that feedback. You're welcome. And I think you also you wanted to do this for your son, so nakakatuwa. Feedback from Harold Castillo. Good morning, good conversation. I'm praying in the future, sana lahat po tayo manawagan sa mga mambabatas natin na stop bumili ang property ng mga taong hindi naninirahan sa Canada para bumaba ang market. I know, tayo ang nagbabayad ng tax. Dapat tayo ang makinabang. So that's a good prayer to have, to make. For sure, kasi nga yung sana ma-reserve, no? If we can only put a reserve sign sa lupa, well, hopefully we can do that. So yes, thank you, Harold. I don't think anybody has any other question. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, for joining us today. And kung meron po kayong request for future shows, please join us. Next week po, you will have your Karista relationship managers on the show. They have compiled the top first-time home buyer questions. They're going to share that with you, and they're going to answer those questions. And also, we're going to give you a short history on what's been happening with mortgage rules para makita nyo kung ano ba talaga. As you can see, talagang pahigpit po ng pahigpit yung nangyayari. And then we're going to also discuss what's happening when it comes to interest rate. Ano yung sinasabi ng mga economists. We're going to share that next week with you. So please join us. Same time, same channel on Karista Live TV. Thank you, Irene. Thank you again for taking care of our clients. Thank you for joining us today. We share the contact information for Irene. If you have any real estate related questions, tawag lang po kayo kay Irene if you want to know more about a certain area, ano yung price trends. And then if you want a wonderful advocate for you na makikinig po sa inyo, you won't feel pressured. And kung ano po yung nararapat po sa inyo, she's going to be your biggest coach and advocate. You're welcome po, Ricardo. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you again, Bernadette. Thank you for having me here, and good luck to all our listeners, our viewers. And yes, when I have clients, and when they're looking at properties, nilalagay ko yung sarili ko sa kanilang sitwasyon because I want na maging successful at maging smooth as much as possible yung transaction at yung kanilang experience in this real estate.
Absolutely, we can attest to that na yung kliyente para ikaw yung bumibili. That's how you approach it. So thank you, Irene. Thank you, everybody. Take care, everyone. Have a nice weekend. And happy Father's Day to all the daddies. Enjoy your steak, your meat, and barbecues. And please don't get your daddies to cook. You cook for daddy and shower your daddy with loves and kisses and gifts. Okay? Bye, everyone.